Hello, hello, hello. So, today I'm going to be reading lesson 17 so that we can all share in this experience that I see no neutral things. This is kind of an extension from yesterday's course lesson when we realized that I have no neutral thoughts. And we realized that both negative and positive thoughts, or good and bad thoughts, or vicious or healthy thoughts, are both just the different side of the same coin. And we realized that this is an entire thought system with which the mind of man thinks, and we are here learning to accept the mind of God, which is where perfect peace and our purpose and world happiness resides. And so because of that, we see no neutral things, because every thought that we have is a cause, and then the effect is in our experience. Because currently we see a world of war and death and sin and pain and agony, judgment, all of this stuff. We see all of this because it is in our mind. And so today we are actually getting to experience the direct relationship of cause and effect, so that no longer can we deny our responsibility of our thinking mind and think that it first happens in our experience and then we feel an upset in the mind. Other way around. It is cause first. The painful thought happens here first, and then the painful experience comes into our reality, right? So we're really getting to see the link between the cause and the effect. And as I read from the course lesson today, it says, you see no neutral things because you have no neutral thoughts. It is always the thought that comes first, despite the temptation to believe that is really the other way around. This is not the way the world thinks, but you must learn that it is the way that you think. If it were not so, perception would have no cause, and would itself be the cause of reality. In view of its highly variable nature, this is hardly likely. Jesus is kind of being silly with us, right? He is basically saying that it is true, the world does not believe that the cause is in the mind and the effect is in the experience, because then it goes to all of these stories of victims and bullies and all these things that have taken place that need to be justified and crucified and sinned and locked behind bars for all these cruel things that people have done. And so this judgment comes upon the mind when we realize that, we can come out of this constraint. We can come out of the idea that what's going on here in the world is really how we think that it's going on. When we let go of our idea of it is when God shows us what's really going on. And then that's where forgiveness comes in for all of these people who we see and feel and have experienced that have done these horrible acts. We now get to see it differently. And this is the beauty of forgiveness. And this is the beauty of realizing that our perception makes our projection, because that means we are responsible for how we see the world. And if we're responsible for how we see the world, we can change it. And that's empowering to me. That's empowering to all souls, right? And that's what we're getting to see and recognize in the thought for today when we say, I see no neutral things. Thank you, God, that the power is in my mind and it's not lost somewhere out there and I have to find it out there. It's in me, right? That's beautiful. And so Jesus is kind of playing with us. He's so cute. I love him. And then so, in today's idea, we say to ourselves with eyes open, because yesterday we were seeing inward that our thoughts are not neutral. Now we're seeing in our outer world that it's not neutral. And we say the thought of the day. I see no neutral things because I have no neutral thoughts. And then we can continue and to use specific things in our example again, right? So for instance, I'll just read one of the thoughts. I do not see a neutral wall because my thoughts about walls are not neutral. Right? They're not neutral. They have effect. They mean something. So even the smallest thoughts that we have mean something. We need to let them go. It says, as usual, it is essential to make no distinction between what you believe to be animate or inanimate, pleasant or unpleasant. Regardless of what you may believe, you do not see anything which is really alive and really joyous. That is because you are unaware as yet of any thoughts which are true and therefore really happy. And this comes back to the idea that we don't know what love is. We don't know what happiness is. We know our idea of love and our idea of happiness from what we've learned based on our parents and what we think we want out of love. Right? But the love of God is whole and it has no opposite. Happiness is whole and it has no opposite. It's stable and it's all the time, and this is our miraculous mind. So, since we're learning A Course in Miracles, we are learning to remember that we have a mind that inspires miracles, and this is the mind that we're learning to accept today. But first, we must accept the thought that I see no neutral things, and then we remember our natural function as forgiveness and miracle workers, which is beautiful and so fun. And so with that being said, we apply this thought 3 or 4 times throughout the day, little small practice periods, and that is all. And then we're done. Then we're off the hook. Our homework is complete. So this is our thought for today. I see no neutral things, and enjoy it. I love you all. Have a great day. Bye.